My name is Danielle Ruest. I'm from Victoria, British Columbia, and I'm working for Resolution Enterprises. It's a small company. I'm working as a consultant and author, and I'm working with Nelson.
I'm Nelson Ruest. I'm an architect. Resolutions focuses on IT infrastructures, and we've been doing migration projects, deployment projects ever since for more than 20 years. We've deployed more than 10 different versions of Windows at customer sites.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the industries you've worked with?
We work with government, healthcare.
We've done major deployments we're in Canada, so we've done a lot of work with Canadian governments, both at the provincial, which would be considered the state level, and the federal level, which would be considered the United States level, and our deployments have also been in private industry, large organizations. I'd say from 500 to 67,000 customers
at least, yeah.
in the different deployments that we worked in.
Okay, great. Well, we wanted to talk about Windows Vista today. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the Vista deployment projects you've worked on?
The key to success in a deployment project is the non-technical aspects of the project. Lots of people, you'll have some great technical support that'll work with building the custom image that you're going to deploy. You'll have some great work with building applications for preparing them to deploy and so forth. But if you forget about the soft side of the deployment, the communications, the training, especially the end user training, a transition process for the end users, and also in the communication process, you build a desire for the end user to get that new image on their desktop.
We're giving a course since 2 years on Vista migration, and people in the room always said they're not ready to deploy it because they don't have the people to work with. They have to work with all the application, and this is the big source of problem.
Yeah, preparing all the applications is definitely a large roadblock that everybody faces. And you have to think about it too, Windows XP has been around for so long, and not everybody embraced Windows XP right away, and so lots of people were latecomers to Windows XP. They just finished a deployment project. Now they want to look to Vista, and they need to have that momentum, that key feature that's going to help them move forward.
And what would you say that was? If I were an IT pro that really wants to deploy Vista within my organization, what are the things that will help me be successful in selling it to management and finance?
I will say communication is the first thing you should think, because if you want your project work and be very, very successful, you need to have people with you. So communication is the best thing to do. I would say, if you just take the future of all the feature of Vista, and you do a document with that, and you do a presentation with that, you show that to your user, I think everybody will go ahead and
build momentum.
Yeah.
But which feature would you think would be the best feature that would get
Vista,
people to move to Vista?
I would say the search.
Absolutely. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's been an evolution in Windows and in operating systems in general. When you first started, you had Microsoft DOS. Microsoft DOS, you had to know the command syntax to be able to do anything on your computer. In Windows 2, the first version of Windows, you had to know which tool to use to be able to do something. In Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows XP, you had to know which object you wanted to work with to be able to do something. Now in Windows Vista, you don't need to know any of those things. All you need to know is, what do you want to do? Type it in, and the next thing you know, you'll have this piece. Sure, you can add search engines to Windows XP, but you won't get all of the back-end and strong features that are all fully integrated inside Vista. One of the things that we do a lot with people is you look at all their support logs and you find out what kind of issues are the most common issues, and you look at the technology and how that technology can solve those issues, and you say, well, this is my first business case for moving towards this new technologies. We have all these issues today. We've had people that move from one Windows environment to another Windows environment, and they have managed to reduce their support calls related to the operating system and applications by 800%. That's a phenomenal number of support calls that you don't have anymore, that you don't have to deal with.
So tell us about the deployment process. What's going to help me have a successful deployment?
I would say structure.
I will say communication.
Well, that's why you're strong on communications. I'm strong on structure. I think the proper change management process, that's the thing that surprises us throughout the many years that we've been working with these technologies, is the fact that every time somebody needs to do a deployment project, it's like they've never done one before. And yet deployment is an everyday part of business. Every day people have new computers, they have new hires that come in that need a new computer, they have add changes, they need to refresh PC images. They're all base processes that IT administrators need to work with on an ongoing basis. We think people need to build those processes directly into their infrastructure and their management approaches, so that when a new operating system comes around, it's not a major undertaking. It's just part of business as usual, and you move towards that new integrated platform as it comes around and as it fits your business model.
And you add communication with that, and
absolutely.
This is the bingo.
We think, though, that you need to have constant communication with your user base. It's a feedback process.
Are there any other common stumbling blocks you see to a deployment?
The biggest one, applications. Applications is the biggest one right now, because in Windows, lots of people use the Windows installer process to integrate the application to the operating system. And in Windows Vista, Windows installer has been upgraded to version 4. Because it's upgraded to version 4, version 4 works with technologies like user account control, so that if you update your installation package to a version 4 package, then you will be able to patch an application in user mode without having to have elevated access rights. So because of that, before you deploy all your applications to Vista, you need to go through them all. But there are tools that, everybody sees this as a major roadblock, but there are tools. For example, Install Shield, or Macrovision Install Shield has a batch process. Wise Package Studio from Altiris has a batch process that allows you to run through every single one of those applications and do this on an automated manner, so that you don't have to revisit every single one.
Any other guidance you would give somebody that's getting ready to start a Vista deployment project?
You need to look at your basic infrastructure to update it to support Vista. You need to look at the imaging, you need to look at the applications, you need to protect profiles, which is something that's very difficult. And all of those together work. And you need to test everything before you get it into production. Otherwise, you don't want to introduce, garbage in, garbage out. It's a very valid thing in IT technology.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you.